Hello everyone and welcome to episode 24 of the TEW 2020 Supermax 64 series here on the channel, as it is our final tour of 2001. Hard to believe, we will be pretty much September of 92. It will be officially 10 years in this save. Wild. Wild. That is a long time to be in a save. But for this episode, of course, it is the Super Junior Tag League. That will be our main focus. Pretty much the only focus throughout the tour, because there's no like undercard matches or anything like that. It is just straight on through the entire Junior Heavyweight Tag League matches. So as far as the main focus will be these 10 teams, which will be the Blonde Bombers. It's the first team, Blue Demon Jr. and Dr. Wagner Jr., making their debuts as a duo here in the Junior Tag League. So I don't think they were in it last year. Probably should have double checked that. Yeah, I thought they didn't. So yeah, their first time here. That's awesome for them. El Samurai and Jushin Thunder Liger, representing Legend. Los Pavano, of course, the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions of Damien and Psychosis. Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko, representing Radical Revolution. Tsuyoshi Kikuchi and Koji Kanemoto, representing the Super Generation Army, Lords of the Deep, the former Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, in a team looking to make a big splash, potentially. And Masabu Chi and Yoshinori Ogawa of the Holy Demon Army, Tactical Technician Squad of Shinichi Funaki and Minoru Tanaka, of course. The team that, as far as won this year's Grand Prix earlier in January, so maybe a potential big year for them as far as to win both the Grand Prix and the Junior Tag League. I mean, that would definitely put themselves on a, as far as the top of the list, as far as the best team in the year 2001. And our final team, being Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro, of course, Ultimo Dragon, the Junior Heavyweight Champion right now, so a lot of people eyeing him for a potential title match for sure. As far as if they beat him in any matches, you'll see throughout this tournament. But that is the 10 teams. As far as, I think really with this tour, obviously the only focus being the Junior Tag League. I don't really know what we'll have on that final show. I know we'll run the final show in, as far as the final match, the finals of this Junior Tag League. We'll obviously be running that in Fire Pro. I'm not sure if we'll have a title match or anything like that. It really just kind of depends on if somebody beats Ultimo Dragon, and if Dragon or that person beats, as far as who beats them. Yeah, if they're not in the finals, potentially we can have that match be on that final show. Just kind of depends on how that plays out. So without further ado, let's get on with the tour. The first show, as they want us to actually run it on a television broadcast. That's interesting. Yeah, we're running Nippon TV and Direct TV for this. As far as Honoru with the backstage instrument, as he unveiled a series of spot-on impressions of some of his colleagues. So for this first night, as far as TTS and El Samurai and Jushin Liger's probably the main. There's some good matches on here, but that's probably the best one. As far as Tokyo Dome, 42,000 on hand. Will, of course, be a sellout. As, I think this is a hell of a match. Hell of a main event. And Jushin Liger is going to be Shinichi Funaki as well. In 23 minutes. Probably going to give them a little bit more time. They are now 50-50 as far as Samurai and Liger beat them in 97. The past two matches, though, TTS have beaten them. Both in the year 2000. So this is the first time they've beaten them during the Junior Tag League. And really the first time they've beaten them during the Supermax 64 era. As so that will be the main. I'm curious to see where, I think this might be the technical masterclass matchup. Oh no, it's a regular matchup, as Psychosis and Damien beating Blue Demon Jr. and Dr. Wagner Jr. 22-minute matchup. Don't think that'll be the co-main, but I just kind of want to see what's the technical masterclass matchup. It might be this. Oh, it is. Alright, so Koji Kanemoto, Tsuyoshi Kikuchi beating the Lords of the Deep, as Kanemoto will be beating Naniwa. They are kind of trying to, as far as climb back up into, as far as almost 50-50 territory. This will be their second victory. This is their second win in the Junior Tag League, though, as far as the best match was an 80, though. Don't know if we'll get anything better than that. You never know, though. Wild Pegasus, Dean Malenko versus the Blonde Bombers. 26-minute matchup. It's Chris Jericho beating Wild Pegasus. So what a win for the Blonde Bombers here. As I believe, they've had two straight victories over them. The Junior Tag League, the first one we ran, and then earlier this, just last month, at the Brawloween final show. as far as Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko beating the Blonde Bombers in that tag matchup. So a little rematch win for them as well. And then Massive Cheat and Yoshinori Ogawa versus Ultimate Dragon and Super Astro, as Astro will be beating Yoshinori Ogawa. That's the Steal the Show matchup. So I think we're going to have this be the co-main. I think we're going to give this a little bit more time. And we'll put this here. I think we're good to go. Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty good show, though. Especially that main and co-main should deliver very nicely. And, yeah, I mean, we're going to go. Let's run it. So 85 for the opener. Wow. Even did better than anticipated. It's Kanemoto and Kikuchi. Hell of a rating there for both those guys. Really, Kanemoto and Akira Kotakumi. Both 88s. So good stuff. As Kanemoto with the moonsault over Naniwa. It's a good match. Good way to kick off the show. 79 for the Junior Tag Team Champions, beating Blue Demon Jr. and Dr. Wagner Jr. At least Dr. Wagner Jr. and Damien was, as far as only a point difference, it's just the big difference being from Blue Demon Jr. in Psychosis. The guillotine leg drop from Psychosis over Dr. Wagner Jr. too, so he beat the best guy out of the two members of that team. An 89. Wow, as Ultimate Dragon and Super Astro still having an incredible run as tag teams, as far as they have been pretty much one of the best tag teams in the world pretty much since the mid-90s. They've been tremendous, still are, which is just kind of crazy because Astro's getting up there in age and he's still pulling out some great ratings. Got the crowd buzzing. It's a great match so far, the best match so far. It's Super Astro with the Astro Scissors over Yoshinori Ogawa. It's a 95 for Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko, losing to the Blonde Bombers. It's the Lion Tamer from Jericho over Wild Pegasus. Jericho at least in the 80s, but still, Dean Malenko, Wild Pegasus, again, another team that's been great for a long time. It still is great. As, for 296s, can't go wrong with that. Now, 91 for our main event, so couldn't outperform the co-main, but a good match, though, nonetheless. As the Legend team beating the TTS team. It's pretty close, though. Pretty much a point difference. Could have went either way. Funaki outperformed El Samurai, and then Liger outperformed Minoru Tanaka. So even with the excellent chemistry, they still get outperformed, but it's only by a point. Crazy again how Liger is still doing tremendous, which is just great to see. Because definitely during this kind of run in the early 2000s, he was, this was kind of like his last kind of hurrah as far as being kind of booked as like a top level junior, even at the times where he pretty much, this was kind of, I wouldn't even say his last kind of big run as a junior heavyweight. More so, this is kind of, as far as the brass, as far as of New Japan at the time, was really doing a lot of like, trying to intertwine with more of like MMA stuff. Trying to book stuff with Pride FC and trying to do stuff with K1 and obviously that Tadeo Yatsuda title reigns and stuff like that. It's kind of around this time. But as far as once you get into the mid 2000s, like CTU Liger is kind of like his last kind of big push into the main event. And then kind of for the rest of his days, he's just kind of, he's still the legend, but he's not like, not the, as far as having junior heavyweight title reigns type of run. But yeah, that's still a fun match and a fun main event. 91 for the show rating. Almost all the matches were light blue, just, as far as Dos Pavano and Blue Demon Jr., Dr. Wagner Jr., not even in the 80s. But yeah, good stuff, good start. Very, very pleased with how everything played out. As I definitely want to put over Wild Pegasus, Dean Malenko, and Chris Jericho, because they were tremendous in their matchup. We'll give them the big nod, give them hugs all around. 9-1 in the books. See how all the teams kind of bounce back as the teams that lost, looking to get their first win, and we'll see how night 2 plays out. Alrighty, night 2. As far as they have a backstage incident, a couple of them, as Jericho gave the locker room a lift and failed a serious spot-on impression of some of his colleagues, and then Dr. Wagner Jr. brought forward wrestlers court, accused of not joining the rest of the locker room for a night out. It's the judge, Jumbo Sorta, found him guilty and sentenced to buy drinks right after the show. So as far as DirecTV, no Pone TV again, even though our Telemundo deal is running up relatively soon, I want to use all of DirecTV and the Pone TV as much as we can. So the first night, of course, we ran in the Tokyo Dome. This night, I believe we're going to run the Osaka-jo Hall Arena for this one. As far as trying to think, we'll definitely be importing a lot of the kind of once the Olympics happened, which was that 2002 or was it 2004? I always forget. Anywho, as far as that kind of obviously Japan built a lot of kind of some bigger arenas for obviously for the Olympics, like they redid the Sayama Super Arena, which I don't think. Yeah, I thought they made it bigger. I could be wrong though. Either way, as far as just to get kind of the Osaka Dome and shit like that, we'll definitely be wanting to add that to the save. So that's just kind of something that I wanted to talk about real quick before we get into the booking part. So yeah, we're back at Osaka-jo Hall. Just wanted to make sure I clicked it. So the main event, probably this. I mean, Wild Pegasus and Super Astro against Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko, as Dean Malenko's going to beat Super Astro, so they beat the Ultimate Dragon Super Astro team. They get their first win as well, the tournament, and overall a hell of a main event. As the co-main, probably this, El Samurai and Jushin Liger versus the Blonde Bombers, as Liger beating Chris Candido, so that's their second win for Legend. Oh man, Liger's the agent. I'll just let that be Jumbo. As then, probably, this might be the Steelers show matchup, we'll see. Oh no, it's a regular 20-minute matchup. Damien and Psychosis beating the Holy Demon Army team. Damien's beating Ogawa's. So a win for the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, and now, to see what's the Steal the Show matchup, what's the Technical Masterclass matchup. So this is the Steal the Show matchup. Lords of the Deep versus Blue Demon Jr., Dr. Wagner Jr., and Sakura Kotakumi. We will be beating Blue Demon Jr., of course, first time meeting here, I believe. First time meeting, yeah. Between those two, and then a pretty solid Technical Masterclass matchup, especially what we just saw on the first night, as TTS will be beating the Super Generation Army, as Tsuyoshi Kikuchi losing to Minoru Tanaka. They've had a couple of matches with this, they were at 50-50 at this point, and they've only wrestled, 99 and 2000, so last year was a 93. I'm expecting it to be close to that, maybe not at 93, but I think it'll be pretty damn close. And, yeah, it should be a hell of a show, actually. So far, we've had some great, back-to-back shows. It's an 89 for the opener. Minoru Tanaka pitting Tsuyoshi Kikuchi after the 450 splash. As, 88 for Kuchi Kenomoto, best guy in the match, but 86s for both Funaki and Tanaka. Kikuchi with a 76, so obviously the weak link in the match and taking the loss. 83 for Wagner Jr. and Blue Demon Jr. against Lords of the Deep. Kira Kotakumi was off his game, but I don't think it would have mattered. It still probably would have been, a below 85 matchup, as Lord Akira Kotakumi, though, gets one with the Decapitator at 941. It's an 81 for Psychosis and Damien, beating Ogawa and Fuchi, definitely the better team. Fuchi still has his injury, but I believe it will be healed by the time we get to the end of this, so we'll see how they do once Fuchi's at 100%, but the Marionette from Damien getting the win in 1934. So 92 from El Samurai and Jushin Liger against the Blonde Bombers. So yeah, Candido and Jericho really not even close. Jericho was at least close to Samurai, but Candido really wasn't close, as Liger with the Brainbuster over Chris Candido in 25-45. That's a 92 and a 98 for a main event, a hell of a main event, as Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko beat the Ultimate Dragon Super Astro team. They've had some great matches throughout both the Supermax 64 save and, of course, the UJPW save. And this one, no exception, a 98. Ultimate Dragon with a 97. He was the best guy in the match, but kind of Astro, with that 90, kind of fucked up their rating, because now, it wasn't going to be as close as it potentially could have been. But a hell of a match, though, with Dean Malenko getting the submission victory in our main event. That's going to be a tough show to beat. A 95, a 98 main event, 92 co-main. That is going to be a hell of a show to beat during this tag league. But a great first two shows, for sure. This time around, I'll definitely put over Ultimo Dragon. He had a great performance. I want to put over Koji Kanemoto for his performance in that opener. We're just going to be hugging people. It's a hug fest out here. We can't put over Liger since we are Liger. So it looks like it's going to be D. Malenko again. Let's go back to back. On that. Hell yeah. Night 2 in the books. On to night 3 we go. Alrighty, night 3. As far as another show, of course, I think all the shows we have are broadcasted. So that's nice. As far as we wanted to make this feel like a big deal, that's a great way of doing it. So as far as where we're going to run this show, yeah, I think we got to run the Nagoya Civic General Gymnasium for this show. Yeah, seems like a good idea. So, as far as our main event, this is a good match as far as Double Dragon and Super Astro against Los Provano. We also have Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko against Samurai and Liger. So both those matches, can be main or co-main. Because they're the tag champs and because Dragon is the junior champ, I feel like this is kind of the best case scenario to have this be the main. As the Ultimate Dragon Super Astro team beat the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, as Ultimate Dragon's going to beat Damien. First time meeting between those two teams. That's going to be pretty awesome. Then the co-main, Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko against Samurai and Liger, which Dean Malenko will beat El Samurai. So they've had a couple of matches. First match way back when, and the 1995 Champion Carnival. Hard to believe. That is, a long, long time ago, but that's, of course, pretty much when we brought in Liger and El Samurai once we, purchased New Japan. So I just kind of wild to think it's been that long. Their last matchup was at the Super Shamrock Showdown earlier this year. It was a 99. Hopefully, we get a pretty good rating like that again. But yeah, El Samurai and Jushin Liger, they haven't gotten a lot of wins over them as of late. Most of those victories kind of came early on in the save. As far as they haven't beaten them, or they have beaten them actually during the Super Junior, the Super Max 64, and during the Super Junior Tag League last year they did. So 2 straight victories for Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko, though. This is probably the Technical Masterclass matchup. Yes, it is. Minoru Tanaka and Shinichi Funaki beating Blue Demon Jr. and Dr. Wagner Jr. Tough break early on for, basically Team Mexico of Dr. Wagner Jr. and Blue Demon Jr. As far as I don't think they've gotten a win yet in their first 3 matches. But they fought some tough guys, though, along the way. Lords of the Deep versus Masanobu Fuchi and Yoshinari Ogawa. As far as first time meeting here as well, as the Lords of the Deep will get the win, as Naniwa is going to beat Yoshinari Ogawa. So a big win there as far as the Steel the Show matchup for the Lords of the Deep. And then, of course, the Lawn Bombers will take on Tsuyoshi Kikuchi and Koji Kanemoto, as Jericho and Chris Candido will get the win. Jericho getting the victory. We didn't pick who's going to lose. I'm hoping it's Kikuchi, but if it's Kanemoto, it's not the end of the world. Let's run it. It's a 91 for the opener. These openers just keep on getting better. It's Minoru Tanaka with the Minoru Special. 1919 over Dr. Wagner Jr. I'm surprised it was a 91, but a great performance from Funaki and Tanaka, though. 90s and a 93. Pretty great stuff. Pretty great. 81. For the next matchup is Akira Kotakumi and Naniwa beating Masato Fuchi and Yoshinari Ogawa, as Akira Kotakumi and Naniwa outperformed them. Naniwa even outperformed Fuchi, as far as Naniwa with the Driver Day Naniwa. So yeah, Fuchi is back to 100%, so that was a lot sooner than I anticipated, so that's nice. 76, though, for Fuchi. He is up there in age, obviously, so not surprised, but just kind of a bummer. Nonetheless, Jericho and Candido beating Koji Kanemoto and Tsuyoshi Kikuchi. They were the better team, so an upset, and Jericho with the Lion Tamer victory in 2028. Tough break as far as with the upset in the 99 for what probably should have been the main event, but because I don't think that the main event's going to top this, but this is a hell of a match, though, obviously, and Dean Malenko getting the submission victory over El Samurai. Kind of crazy that 96, 97, 92, and 83 somehow spits out a 99, but we're not going to complain about it, because that is pretty awesome to have a 99 matchup, and a 90, though, for our main event, so at least it was in the 90s. Astro and Ultimate Dragon did a really, really good job. Another great performance. Psychosis, almost in the 90s, not quite. Damien, far behind the weak link for sure, and he gets pinned with a Dragon Bomb in 26:44. Lack of psychology there as well in that matchup, so it could have been even better. But obviously, a hell of a show. Which, again, the Steel Show matchup just seemed to obviously kind of be capped at an 80 pretty much. We can't really get it above an 85, but that's totally fine. Sure, it'd be great to have, especially like all 90s on the card, but sometimes you just gotta kind of deal with what we got. Hell of a show, though. Hell of a show, and definitely want to put over basically everybody in that 99 matchup, which again, kind of crazy that we've been putting over Dean Malenko all this time, but he's still performing at a very, very high level, even in the year, almost in the year 2002. So on to night 4 we go. We'll take a look at the standings for the first time after night 6. Just feel like that's a great way of going about it. So on to night 4 we go. Alright, day 4. No backstage incidents, so we can just get right into it. As we're kind of running out of places to run as far as our big venues. Guess we could run Sumo Hall, because there'd definitely be a sellout there. We should probably actually run the Hokuto Professional Sports Center. Get that out of the way. So our main event, tough one. Los Pavano versus Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko makes a lot of sense. Also, Ultimate Dragon and Super Astro versus Lords of the Deep makes a lot of sense as well. I think that's going to be the main and co-main. Have this be the main, as Wild Pegasus would be beating Damien, so the Radical Revolution team will get a future title matchup, no matter what happens with this victory. Then Ultimate Dragon and Super Astro against the Lords of the Deep. Super Astro beating Grand Naniwa. So of course this matchup just happened at the Brawloween Tour on night 6. It's the Lords of the Deep 1. So a little rematch and revenge win for Ultimate Dragon and Super Astro, and now they'll be 50-50 as well. So now, as far as this is probably the Tactical Masterclass, Fuchi and Ogawa. Oh no, it's the Steal the Show matchup as the Holy Demon Army losing to the Tactical Tactician Squad, Shinichi Funaki beating Meso Fuchi. So that will mean this would be the Tactical Masterclass. Oh, it's not. As El Samurai and Jushin Liger beating Tsuyoshi Kikuchi and Koji Kanemoto, as far as they are at 50-50 as well. We've had one UJPW matchup and one Super Max 64 matchup. So at 86 their last matchup, so it should actually be pretty good. We'll have that be before the co-main. So this will mean this is the Tactical Masterclass matchup as Dr. Wagner Jr. and Blue Demon Jr. beating the Blonde Bombers. Big win for them, beating Chris Candido and Chris Jericho. Hopefully, it's a decent little opener, but I don't think it's going to be on the same level as our last 3. They had 84. It's good enough, though. It's a good opener for what we're kind of needing. They did get outperformed, but it's a good matchup, though, as Dr. Wagner Jr. gets the win with the chicken wing arm lock, as it's a 1-point difference between the two men. Nice win, though, for Team Mexico, and a good win for Dr. Wagner Jr. and Blue Demon Jr. Then 85 for TTS over Masamu Fuchi and Yoshino Ogawa. How about that? Steal the Show matchup actually being an 85, as Funaki and Tanaka getting the win, as Fuchi a little bit outperformed, but mainly it was Ogawa who got outperformed. Got the crowd buzzing, too, so that was a good job there. It's our 91 matchup here for Tsuyoshi Kikuchi and Koji Kanemoto against El Samurai and Jushin Liger. Man, only a point difference as Legend gets the win. El Samurai submitting Koji Kanemoto with the Samurai Clutch. A big win for Legend. Hell of a match. As a 96 for our co-main. Another great matchup. As the Ultimate Dragon Super Astro team gets the win. The Astro Scissors from Super Astro over Grand Naniwa. So, again, 95s for both Ultimate Dragon and Super Astro. That is crazy. Hell of a performance there. A tough break for Akira Kotakumi and Naniwa. Even with the great chemistry, rather. They're nowhere close to outperforming them in a 97 for our main event. It's Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko beating the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. It's the Wild Bomb from Wild Pegasus onto Damien. Everybody in the 90s but Damien's obviously. Better team gets the win. Hell of a show. That is a great, great show. Everything got better throughout the show. Can't go wrong with that. Hell of a show. 96. Very, very pleased with that one. So this time we'll put over Psychosis. We'll put over Koji Kanemoto. And we'll put over Psychosis again. We'll actually put over... trying to think. Lord Akira Kotakumi is probably good. Actually, let's go Super Astro since we put over Ultimate Dragon earlier on the tour. 4 nights are in and out. Luckily, no one's been seriously hurt or anything like that. As on to night 5 we go. Alrighty, night 5. So I'm basically at the halfway point here with night 5 after we run night 5. And so as far as, of course, phone TV, direct TV. Alrighty. So I believe we'll have Hiroshima Sun Plaza, and then we'll be pretty much set on all of kind of the big venues. We'll probably run either the Star Lanes next. Well, I guess we could run 6,000. Yeah, we'll probably run the Akita Prefectural Gym next. Alrighty. So as far as for this show, there's no backstage incidents, so we can just get right into it. TTS, Ultimo Dragon, Super Astro, definitely the best match we can book. 28 minutes, Minoru Tanaka beating Super Astro. Boy, oh boy. So, really, TTS, they've only beaten him once in actual 2v2 competition. So, a long time coming for him. You know, as far as they've had a junior heavyweight tag team title match, but that was back, way back when, in 1996, during the Excite series. As far as actual Supermax 64, that was the first time they'd actually gotten a win. It was the first tag league a couple of years back. Nice win, though, for them. Massive victory. And also, to see Minoru Tanaka beat Super Astro as well. Should be a hell of a main event. Co-main event. Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko against Yoshika Kikuchi and Koji Kanemoto. Another big win for Radical Revolution. Boy, they are just steamrolling through a lot of these great teams so far. Dean Malenko getting the win in 22 minutes. So it's either this, yeah, we'll probably go with Los Bravano and the Lords of the Deep. And Damien gonna get the win for the Los Bravano team. Of course, you know, TTS, Los Bravano, Lords of the Deep, they had that the 2v2v2 matchup at the Mystery Mayhem show earlier this year. That was really the only time they interacted as far as a 2v2 setting. But this is a straight up 2v2 matchup, so nice win for the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. I'm assuming this is the Steal the Show matchup, Blonde Bombers. Okay, so we need a Steal the Show matchup. We'll have it be this. As Chris Jericho will be getting the win. Jericho and Candido beating Fuchin Ogawa, which will mean, of course, Samurai and Jushin Liger will be beating Blue Demon Jr. and Dr. Wagner Jr. Tactical Masterclass matchup, as Samurai will be getting the win in 21 minutes. Let's run it. It's a 93 for the opener. Hell of a win for the Legend team. Blue Demon Jr. and Dr. Wagner Jr., they're getting somewhat better. It's just, they still just got a ways to go, unfortunately, for them, as El Samurai with the Samurai Bomb in 2053 and 81 for Blonde Bombers versus the Holy Demon Army. A point difference between the two teams. Fuchi looking very stale. We're going to have to change his gimmick, because he really doesn't have, like, a gimmick. He's just, you know, as far as Matsu Fuchi, Junior Heavyweight Legend at this, you know, as far as that's pretty much it. You know, as far as what he was basically doing throughout this entire save is what he would be as far as the gimmick-wise. The Lion Tamer victory for Jericho over Ogawa. 84 for the Lords of the Deep Los Bravano matchup, as Damien gets the win. As, you know, Psychosis and Damien slightly outperformed him. Good win, though. Even with the great chemistry, they still couldn't keep up with Damien and Psychosis, which is crazy to think. Got the crowd hot, too, for the rest of the card. It's a co-main event, a 96, Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko beating the Super Generation Army. Dean Malenko submitting Kikuchi, the Texas Cloverleaf, 21-31. 97s and 98s for Dean Malenko and Wild Pegasus. That is very impressive. And a 95 for our main event. Crazy that Funaki, worst guy in the match. As far as an upset, for sure, because of that. Would have been a lot closer, obviously, if he was in the 90s, but Minoru Tanaka gets the win, though, so at least he outperformed Astro, so at least that finish makes sense with the 450 splash in 28 minutes. It's a 95 for the show rating and for that main event. Kind of surprised that it did so well. Again, you know, Wild Pegasus, Dean Malenko have just been on an absolute tear. Yeah, I mean, we'll probably put over Minoru Tanaka with this show. Ultimo Dragon for this show, since we didn't, you know, we put over Astro last time. And that will also mean, well, I can't do Liger. I'm trying to think what would be a good call. You know, Psychosis. Might as well put over Psychosis there. So yeah, so far as 5 nights in, now we just have nights 6 through 9 left. We'll take a look at the standings after night 6 to see what kind of the last three shows are going to look like going into the tournament so far. I mean, so far, it feels like Black Revolution have been incredible. I feel like they really haven't lost. They might have lost once, but I'm pretty sure they have won all their matches for the most part, so they are definitely a team to watch out for. As, on to Night 6 we go. Alrighty, Night 6, as they want us at the Yokohama Arena for this one. Don't think that will happen. But I appreciate the enthusiasm as backstage incident. It's the jeering. See, entertain the locker room by organizing a poker tournament. Way to go. Alrighty, so, again, we want to run as far as the key to Perfectional Gym. There we go. Alrighty, so, for this main event, we got a lot of good matches as far as the potential. Obviously, again, it just kind of seems like we'll either have PTS, Ultimate Dragon, Super Astro, or Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko, or even El Samurai and Liger in the main event. Kind of those four teams kind of rotating in between. I think for this night, I think we're going to go with this stuff. TTS, Los Bravano, time limit draw, of course. Los Bravano beat TTS for the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles back at Halloween, so just makes sense, I think, to have the draw here. So that's going to be 1 point each. So that's going to throw a nice little wrinkle into the Tag League standings. Co-main event, I think we're going to go with Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro versus the Blonde Bombers, as Astro getting the win for Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro. They've had a couple of matches. They are 50-50 right now. They had, on the first ever Halloween back in 1999, they had the match, which Blonde Bombers won, and then, of course, the Tag League in 1999 as well, which Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro won. Then we got the Lords of the Deep, Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko, as Lord Akira Kurokumi is going to beat Wild Pegasus. That is a massive, massive victory. As far as Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko beating them every time, so that's the first time win for them. It's a 95 last year. We'll see how they do this year. And again, it comes down to what's going to be the steal of the show, what's going to be the technical masterclass. So I guess this is the technical masterclass. It's Koji Kanemoto and Tsuyoshi Kikuchi beating Blue Demon Jr. and Dr. Wagner Jr. And that will, of course, mean El Samurai and Jushin Ligers to steal the show matchup against Holy Demon Army. And Samurai's going to beat Ogawa. So there we go. So as far as the rankings here, standings after will be 6 nights. So El Samurai and Jushin Liger, we know they're going to jump up to 10. Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko, they stay at 8. So now they have 2 losses. And TTS now jumping up as far as... actually, no, they're going to stay put, actually. Never mind. Oh, no, they are. They're jumping up. Yeah. Oh, no, it's a draw. Yeah, duh. As, so, 9 points here. 8 here. And then El Samurai and Jushin Liger to jump up to 10. So, right now, TTS and El Samurai and Jushin Liger would be in the finals if, as far as the tournament would end right now. As, as far as Ultimate Dragon and Super Astro, they are in a unique spot. Obviously, Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko are still in a good spot. 3 matches left for each group, so there's a lot of time left. Matsufuchi and Yoshino Ogawa still have no points, so it would be nice for them to get a win at some point during this tournament, I'm sure. For them and Kikuchi and Kanemoto, they've looked a lot better than only having 2 points. They've had some good performances along the way, but I think we are all good to go here for Night 6. It's an 80 for the opener. Dr. Wagner Jr. and Blue Demon Jr. losing to Koji Kanemoto and Tsuyoshi Kikuchi. Actually kind of close. A big point difference between Blue Demon Jr. and Tsuyoshi Kikuchi, as Koji Kanemoto with the submission victory over Blue Demon Jr. with the Koji Clutch. It's an 84 for El Samurai and Jushin Liger against Fuchi and Ogawa, as we see Ogawa not even close to Samurai and Liger, so obviously he takes the Samurai Bomb here in 12:54. Got the crowd buzzing for this 93. What a win for the Lords of the Deep, beating an incredible team in Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko. Kira Kurokumi with an 86. 91 was off his game, but still a great match. Nonetheless, Octopus Judge from Akira Kurokumi over Wild Pegasus in 22-13. It's a 92 for Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro against the Blonde Bombers, as Astro pinning Chris Candido with the Astro Scissors. What a win for Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro. What a performance for them, and tough break for the Blonde Bombers. It's a 95 for our main event for the... Oh, it should have been a time limit draw instead of a double DQ. But that's alright, as, we forgot to put time limit draw on the road agent note. But it's still a draw, so at least we have that. As far as a good show again, Main event was a 95, kind of shocking. The draw got a 95, but we'll gladly take it. So as far as who to put over after the night 6 here, again, it's been really really impressive. I think we're gonna go with Lord Akira Korakumi since we haven't really given him any love. Koji Kanemoto again potentially. Yeah, let's actually go Kikuchi this time. And let's go with Wild Pegasus. It's been a little bit since we've put him over as well. Actually, let's go with somebody from TTS. We'll go with Shunichi Funaki since we put over Minoru Tanaka. Yeah, night 6 in the books. We'll take a look at the standings after night 8 to see what the standings are going to look like going into the final show. But it is still a tight race after 6 shows. We'll see how it looks like after night 7. Alrighty, night 7. So as far as backstage incidents, Jack TV, Nippon TV, as always, backstage incident, it's Bobby Fulton as he helps create a fun and relaxed atmosphere backstage after finding a discarded karaoke machine. Song an impromptu pre-show competition as melodies of Parabounds apparently stole the show. Way to go, Bobby Fulton. As our main event for this night, TTS, Lords of the Deep's not a bad call, but I think we gotta go with Samurai and Liger against Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro, which Samurai beats Super Astro. What a win for Legend. So, Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro, as far as they won last year, as far as in the year 2000. As far as, so now they're going to be 1-1 in the Junior Heavyweight Tag League. We'll see how it plays out, though. As far as the match of 26 minutes, it should be a banger. And TTS, Lords of the Deep, as Shinichi Funaki beating Gran Naniwa as a 26-minute matchup. There, Blue Demon Jr. and Dr. Wagner Jr. versus Wild Pegasus Demon. Like the tactical masterclass matchup as Wild Pegasus will be getting the win. It should be a hell of a matchup. Blonde Bombers, Los Bravado, as Seacoast is going to be Chris Jericho. So nice win for the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. Oh, I forgot to hit book segment. I thought I did. There we go. As Kikuchi and Kanemoto against Masu Fuchi in Yoshida Nagawa as a Holy Demon Army, Super Generation Army. Got a story that's been fucking told now since God, that would probably be, if you want to go from Saruta Gun and the Super Generation Army, then it is from September 92. If you want to go with actual Holy Demon Army, Super Generation Army, that's probably 94-ish, I want to say. But at least from the save, is Kikuchi going to be beating, of course, Ogawa there. So, with this one, I think we're going to have the Blonde Bombers, Los Bravano matchup go there. Steelers show matchup after, of course, the Tactical Masterclass. But a banger in the main event. And it should be a hell of a matchup, actually. So, I'm about to say, yeah, we've ran basically everywhere, all the big-time arenas. We'll knock out the star lanes here. We might as well. We might as well at least run here at some point during this tour. And then we'll go back to the big-time arenas. So, 93 for the opener. It's Dr. Wagner Jr., Blue Demon Jr. coming up short to Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko. It's a German suplex from Wild Pegasus over Blue Demon Jr. Hell of an opener, 93-84 from Kikuchi and Kanemoto as they get the win over Masu Fuchi and Yoshida Ogawa. It's Kikuchi submitting Ogawa in 14:06. It's an 87 for the Blonde Bombers versus Los Bravano. Seacoast the guillotine leg drop over Chris Jericho. So it'll win there in 20 minutes. Then we have a 90 for TTS and Lower to the Deep. Two teams, great chemistry. One excellent, one great. Of course, TTS lost the tag team titles to this Lords of the Deep team. So a nice little win back for them as far as Shunichi Funaki pinning Gran Naniwa with the Rising Sun. And all around a hell of a match. All things considered, a 94 for our main event. It's Liger and Samurai outperforming Super Astro and Ultimo Dragon. That is kind of shocking. Astro with an 82. Wow. Not sure what happened there with Astro, but he, at least Samurai and him was kind of close, but it's actually dead even as far as the ratings go. Could have went either way, but a hell of a match. A hell of a way to end out the show, a 93 for the show rating. As again, God, we've had some great performances along the way. Some more, as I think we're gonna go with Ultimo Dragon again. We're gonna go with Minor's Knock again, and then I guess we'll go with Psychosis. I think that's a good call. Night 7 in the books. Just have 2 more nights left, and of course the finals. So on to Night 8. We go. Alrighty, so Night 8, as far as the almost the final night, we just have one more night after this. As far as, of course, Pone TV, Dark TV, as the backstage incidents, Ultimate Dragon passing on selling tips to Dragon Kid. So, as far as for this, I mean, it's gonna come down. A lot of it, this is a huge match. So this is probably the main, and this is even a big match too. Is, gosh, I don't even, maybe this should be the main, that should be the co-main. I think that's what we'll have to do, as Minoru Tanaka will beat Dean Malenko. That is huge. What a win for TTS. Man, Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko looked like they were going to be a strong contender to win this whole thing. Losing to TTS is definitely going to throw a wrench to that, and Legend are going to beat the current Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, as Liger's going to beat Damien. So just with that, that is massive. Let's just take a look at the standings already. So yeah, TTS are going to jump up to 13. El Samurai and Jushin Liger are going to jump up to 14. And Los Pavano are staying at 9. Depending on what happens with, even if Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro, they are going to need a bit of a miracle to even surpass TTS. I don't even think it's going to happen now. I think really it is now, I think everyone knows what the finals is going to be. Now it is going to be TTS versus Legend. As, it's pretty awesome to see Legend and TTS, as far as the first winner of the Grand Prix. Back then, the NWO, now Legend and TTS, the second ever Grand Prix winners, now going to be in the finals of this tag league. Going to be pretty awesome. Yeah, Ultimo Dragon Super Astro. This might be the technical masterclass of a matchup. It is, as Ultimo Dragon is going to get the win for his team there. Fuchi and Ogawa, Blue Demon Jr., Dr. Wagner Jr. As I think we're going to have Fuchi and Ogawa get a win. They could use a win. They haven't gotten a win yet. We'll have Fuchi beat Blue Demon Jr. As while I'm thinking about this, I'm going to take a look at Fuchi's gimmick. Yeah, Grizzled Vet. Let's just drop that. No need to have, for him to have a gimmick. He's 47 years old. His gimmick is he's going to stretch you the fuck out. Just is what it is. Lords of the Deep, Blonde Bombers. This is the other show matchup. Is Akira Kurakumi will get the win over the Blonde Bombers. So we'll have, trying to think, oh yeah, we're going to swap this out. Yeah, we'll probably swap that too. Alright. So yeah, with Night 8, we'll probably run, actually, yeah, let's run the Nagoya Civic General Gymnasium. Because we know we'll sell that out. No problem. Let's run Night 8 here. 89 for the opener. Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro beating Tsuyoshi Kikuchi and Koji Kanemoto, as Ultimo Dragon pinning Kikuchi with the side DDT. What a win for Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro as far as getting that win. And it's actually pretty close as far as the ratings wise. 82 for Masa Fuchi and Yoshinari Ogawa against Dr. Wagner Jr. and Blue Demon Jr. Only a point difference between the two teams. Fuchi with a backdrop suplex over Blue Demon Jr. Good stuff. Fuchi still, it's kind of crazy to think a 47-year-old is still like almost in the 80s. So just ratings-wise, that's pretty crazy. Lords of the Deep beating the Blonde Bombers as Akira Korakumi in 91 picking up the win at the Decapitator from Lord Akira Korakumi over Chris Jericho. Which, again, Akira Korakumi being in the 90s is pretty great. To see a 94 for Los Bravano and Samurai and Liger, even if they don't win it all in the end, for El Samurai and Jushin Liger, they will at least get a future title matchup no matter what, beating Psychosis and Damien. Here's Liger with the Brainbuster. Big victory for Legend there. Now, 99 for our main event, a hell of a main event. One of the best matches we'll see. Demon Malenko and Wild Pegasus, what a fucking performance from them. 98, 96, 88, and 85 for Funaki and Minoru Tanaka. Tanaka with a roundhouse kick knocks out Dean Malenko in 26-28. What a win. What a show. Unreal. Unfucking real. So yeah, put over Funaki, and we'll just put over Dean and Eddie, or Dean and Eddie, Dean and Chris, because God, they have been unreal. Definitely been the MVPs of this tournament, even though they're not going to be in the finals. They have been fantastic. That's, as far as lost to the wrong guys, as far as tough break for them. And now, on to the final round-robin tournament show. As far as our final show, we don't get to really see the race, because the race is pretty much over now with that night. But as far as we're going to see potentially how both teams that are going to make it to the finals and TTS and Legend, as far as how they're going to perform going into the finals, maybe a chance for them to carry some momentum in. And even though something bad might happen, you might see an injury, you never know what can happen. It's not over yet, so we'll see how night 9 plays out. Alrighty, the final tour show. Of course, I thought about running Telemundo for this, but might as well just keep running what we got. So, as far as our main event, probably Samurai and Liger against the Lords of the Deep, which won an upset, as we're going to have some fun with this. So, Kira Kotakumi getting the win over El Samurai, thanks to distraction, as far as Samurai being distracted by, as far as we'll go with Otani and Manoa Tanaka and Shinichi Funaki, because during the Blonde Bombers TTS match, interference as Scorpio and Sasuke attacking TTS, costing them the match. So a little return the favor from TTS there, which I do love that. Love that. And that's I don't think that's going to go quite like that as far as back-to-back matches. We'll probably have a match in between that. Maybe this. Maybe Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko against Fuchi and Ogawa. Dean's going to beat Ogawa there. Assuming this is the technical masterclass matchup. Oh, it's not. As what a win for Blue Demon Jr. and Dr. Wagner Jr. As Wagner Jr. is going to beat Super Astro. So that's crazy. So yeah, we'll actually switch those out. And then Los Pavano versus Tsuyoshi Kikuchi and Koji Kanemoto. As what a win. Koji Kanemoto and Tsuyoshi Kikuchi beating the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. So with Los Pavano, as far as they've lost a couple of teams, Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko, and now, obviously Koji Kanemoto and Tsuyoshi Kikuchi. The plan is to have this be the tag. You actually, I think we're going to have Los Pavano take on Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko. I think that'd probably be the safest bet, mainly because, Kikuchi and Kanemoto, sure, they haven't really had any type of challenge or anything for the belt. God, I want to say they had maybe a title matchup along the lines in the mid-90s, but I guess not. I thought they did. I thought they had a match with Fuchi and Ogawa. But boy, that'd be a long scroll. That's not even a long scroll down. Kikuchi, yeah, and Tiger Mask 3, so that was even before he was unmasked, was kind of the first time they had a match, and then the second time, was in 98 against Fuchi and Ogawa. So, yeah, I think that's the right call. Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko. It's kind of crazy. They've only had one reign as Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions as back in 95. So it's been a long time since they've been junior champs, and I think it's a good call. I think it's a good call there. But yeah, technical masterclass matchup. Plus, it was a technical masterclass matchup, so it kind of wasn't, the strongest setting for Los Bravado. But still, I think it's a good idea to have them have that type of matchup, as well as far as that. It kind of helps. As far as having Kikuchi and Kanemoto kind of have their type of matchup, bring, Los Bravado to their style. It's a great way to get a victory, too. So, as far as from that perspective. So, yeah, the finals, we already know, as far as Legend versus TTS. We're also going to have, Saul for the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. As far as Wild Pegasus Dean Malenko versus Los Bravado. As far as for Ultima Dragon and Super Astro, with them, no one beat dragon, as far as that's going to have a junior heavyweight title matchup. So, because Wild Pegasus Dean Malenko submitted Super Astro, and that's finished. So, he gets off scot-free, basically. So, we'll probably have a multi-man match involving him, so no junior heavyweight title matchup for him. The focus is on the tag teams for that final show, so that's going to be fun to see. And yeah, let's run it. 89 for the opener. Psychosis and Damien just slightly outperforming Koji Kanemoto and Tsuyoshi Kikuchi. Even in the technical masterclass setting, they still did a good job. But Koji Kanemoto, the Koji clutch over Damien. At least Kanemoto outperformed Damien, so that finish made sense. 86 for Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko against Yoshinari Aragawa and Masafuchi. Great chemistry there, of course, from Dean Malenko and Wild Pegasus. And again, they're just incredible. Incredible. And 83 for the Blonde Bombers in DTS, thanks to interference from Legend attacking, Funaki and Minoru Tanaka. Basically, as far as Sasuke with a chair hits Funaki in the back, as Scorpio pulls down Tanaka, and it turns into 2-on-1 on the outside. Chair shot into a Lion Salt into the Lion Tamer for good measure. Jericho and Candido get 2 points to end it out on. And Blue Demon Jr., Dr. Wagner Jr. with a huge upset for Super Astro and Ultimo Dragon. Wagner Jr. did outperform Super Astro, so shout out Dr. Wagner Jr. Had a pretty great run, like him specifically. Blue Demon Jr. did well, but really just Dr. Wagner Jr. performing at a pretty high level now. That's great to see. In the main event, 98, TTS returned the favor, distracting and attacking. And as far as having the Lords of the Deep get the victory, thanks to a decapitator from, as far as from Lord Akira Kurokumi onto El Samurai. So what a unique way to end it out on. Two teams going on the finals, costing each other points. In the grand scheme of things, it might not matter on a rankings perspective and a ratings perspective, but it's going to matter in the long run as far as kind of bringing out kind of the best out of each other, having a little bit of a story going into it with a little bit of animosity and hatred. It's nice to see. Nice to see that as far as that went really, really well. Let's put over Akira Kurokumi. Again, had a great performance. Dr. Wagner Jr. did great. Give him a hug. And, trying to think who else. Again, Wild Pegasus Dean Malenko did great. Kikuchi and Kanemoto did great. Yeah, we'll go Koji Kanemoto. So that will do it for the tour shows. We will now go into the Fire Pro side of things, and we'll run the matches in Fire Pro, which I think we're just going to run the finals. I think we're going to have the title matchup be in TEW, and I think that's kind of I think that'd be for the best for this Junior Heavyweight Tag League. And for the final show of 2001, hopefully we end it out with a banger. Alrighty, so we do have our matchups as far as we are going to run the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title matchup as far as the, of course, Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, Psychosis and Damien. Actually, I just realized I have the fan on. Let's turn that off, because I bet that's annoying as shit. So, Psychosis and Damien looking to defend their belts against Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko. Here in Fire Pro, of course, we'll also be running the Junior Heavyweight Tag League Finals as well. As for, Psychosis and Damien, they have been the champs now for about 60 days. Of course, they won them at Brawloween. And for Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko, of course, last time they held the belts, 1995. Their only reign. Hard to believe. Hard to believe when you think about it. But for Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko, geez, this is a great opportunity. As for Psychosis and Damien, for them, of course, they just lost to Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko. It was on night 4. It was the best match they've had during this Junior Heavyweight Tag League, so we'll see how that goes. Their title matchup at Brawloween was at 98, so that's been kind of the benchmark for them. is Psychosis and Wild Pegasus going to start this one off. For Psychosis, I mean, he's had a hell of a 2001. His first junior heavyweight title reign, won the Best Super Juniors, and his first junior heavyweight tag team title reign. Can he end it out still as a champion, is the big question. And as for Wild Pegasus, God, I mean, he has never won the big one, never won the World Junior Heavyweight title, never won the Best Super Juniors, and has never won the Junior Heavyweight Tag League either. But he has, of course, won that Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title with Dean Malenko. Oh, what a slam from Damien. As in comes Dean Malenko. This is more of a fitting matchup. Yeah, Damien and Dean Malenko, far size-wise. Dean runs into the, keeps on running into his own turnbuckle. Now, Damien's got him set up for something, but gonna counter with a snapmare. Lock it on a chin lock. It's hard to believe, though, as far as before the save started, for at least for Wild Pegasus, he was an IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, was a WWF Light Heavyweight Champion, which is kind of wild. That happened, I believe he ended up dropping the belt in September of '92 in the save, so pretty much the start, which is just kind of wild to think he was a Light Heavyweight Champion. Of course, that was when the belt was basically over in Japan, and it wasn't when the WWF was actually running a junior heavyweight division, but you get the gist of it. Still kind of crazy to think. It's a bow and arrow lock from Wild Pegasus. It's not going to get the win, but you still like it, though. You like to see it. Of course, Damien, this is his only title, as far as in Supermax 64, the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title. You feel like he's got to be the one that wants to win this more than anybody. And for Dean Malenko, he's I would say almost he has won the Junior Heavyweight and the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title. He's won the J Cup, but he's never won the Best Super Juniors, and he's never won the Junior Tag League, but he's won everything else. At least he's won all the belts. So there is that, and plus a couple of, it was an all-Asia Tag Team Champion with both Joe and Wild Pegasus, so they do have that going for them. It's a little bit more, established, experienced team, obviously, for Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko. High back angle suplex from Dean Malenko. I mean, back of Damien's head probably would have hit the top of the buckle. Would not have felt great. Of course, Dean, though, was a two-time Junior Heavyweight Champion in All Japan before the merger. Then he was also an IWGP Champion, so he was kind of the first guy. Basically, I believe he was one of the first guys that came close to unifying the belts. So I don't think he exactly was. I believe it was Liger. I believe him and Liger had the title match to unify the belts, if I remember correctly. Now, look at this. Yeah, it was Liger in Dean Malenko. That was at the, as far as I believe, oh, that was Sasuke, and it was at the Best Super Juniors. So, what a German suplex from Wild Pegasus. So we're 5 minutes in already, and we're seeing Wild Pegasus throw out the big moves now. German suplex with a beautiful bridge almost was it. Almost that new champion so far. There has been a lot of title changes here in the year 2001 regarding these Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. There has been 4 different champions. Shonichi Funaki's been the champion twice, though, in the same calendar year. Earlier in the month of, or earlier in the year 2001 with Otani, then now, obviously, a little later on when Ema Tanaka won it. The leg lock from Dean Malenko, looking to get a submission victory early. Got a chop. Throws him into the buckle. Dean Malenko just using his power and his size. That, kind of built more of as a thick junior heavyweight more than somebody like a Psychosis or Wild Pegasus, who's kind of more of on the ganglier side of things. Damien with a dropkick in the corner. Almost at the 10-minute mark already. And in comes Psychosis, in comes Wild Pegasus. Test of strength. Oh wow, look at this. Roll through into a cradle, but it didn't get anything. It was in the ropes. Oh, look for the wild bomb. Oh my god. Destroyed him with it. Off the ropes. Big lariat. That kind of hooking lariat going forward again. Oh no, this time just a running knee. Oh my god. Maybe potentially ripping out the mask. DT from Psychosis. He's going to try to make the tag quickly out back to Damien. Now thrown into the challenging corner. Oh, goddamn, throws him onto the ropes. It is crazy to think Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko, they've had a couple of chances throughout the past couple of years here in Supermax 64 to be the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. They faced Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki not once but twice for the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. They have not had a title match since then, and look at the test of strength there. Side headlock from Damien. Oh, what a roll through into a pin. What a bridge from Dean Malenko. Wasn't even it, though, as now in comes Psychosis. Oh, Cloverleaf. Maybe potentially, I mean, Damien is there to potentially reach over and grab him to get a tag in, but felt confident in his championship partner. It paid off. Oh, they're going to trade chops and punches here from Dean Malenko. Oh, spin kick. Dropped him with it. Oh, Wild Pegasus going to tag in. Oh my god, what a suplex to the floor. Down barrel and arrow lock on the floor. Of course, they got the count of 20. Oh my god, dragon suplex on the floor. That doesn't feel great. Now they're might be cutting it close. It's going to be 13 now, 14. Oh boy. Yeah, Wild Pegasus wisely rolls back into the corner. Rolls back into the ring, rather. Psychosis, guillotine leg drop. Off the top. Kind of not a smart decision for the champion there. Probably could either pulled him out of the ropes or just went for a tag if that was what he was thinking. But he second guessed it and thought better go ahead and try and make a cover, and it potentially might have set his team up worse for wear. The 10-minute mark in. Oh, roll through. Wild Pegasus, no. It was in the ropes, and a wild bomb in the challenging corner. He might be out. He is. New Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions as, you know what, let's just go ahead and make it a 30-minute match. Be 30-14, just add 20 onto it. So Wild Pegasus beating Damien. New champs going into the year 2002, and now we'll see who potentially will be taking on that Wild Pegasus Dean Malenko team come the Grand Prix, as far as if potentially, unless obviously these teams will be in the finals of the Grand Prix. So as far as, of course, El Samurai, actually I don't think this is the right Samurai, I think this one is, yeah. Well, this one does have the Samurai Bomb, though. Yeah, we'll go with this one. So, El Samurai, of course, Liger, part of Legend. Forget which Liger we use. Don't think it's that one. Believe it is this one. Yes. And TTS, of course, Minoru Tanaka, and Shinichi Funaki. I'm gonna go with the purple and blue tires for Shinichi Funaki and Minoru Tanaka. So I forget who the ref is, so I just gotta check real quick. I believe it's Ted Tanabe, so just go ahead and take a guess. Yes, it is. Perfect. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we're good to go. Let's see who will be the new 2001 Tag League winners as far as for the past couple of tag leagues. We've had Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki. They won the first ever one. Then Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro won it last year. Sasuke and Liger were in the finals that year that Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki won it. So this is Liger's return. Other than that, it's we got some fresh faces here in the finals. As for TTS, as far as they've had a hell of a year. Of course, won the Grand Prix. Have won the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles not once but twice. Thought we were going to potentially see Minoru Tanaka as the Junior Heavyweight Champion. He fell short in that regard, but never know. As far as maybe potentially we'll see him be a Junior Heavyweight Champion sooner rather than later. But Minoru Tanaka and El Samurai starting it off. Now, stylistically, this is a great matchup, though. Both teams kind of technically sound, have some striking ability. More so Minoru Tanaka's side. What a basement dropkick. Right on the kneecap. Sent him flying. Down, Tanaka already going to tag out to Funaki. Snapmare into the buckle. Oh, he whips him into the buckle. Oh, God, El Samurai. Jesus, grabs reverse DDT. Well, Funaki sending him to the floor. Ted Tanabe already on the count. He is on it. Well, suplex to the floor. Ted Tanabe is rolling. Another suplex. Nailed it. Senton by El Samurai. Oh, look at this. Russian leg sweep and then going into an armbar. That is wild. He's going to tag in Liger. Tanaka's going to get tagged in. Oh, body kicks. Chop down from Liger. Send him down to the floor. Working on the leg. You got to take away the power of those leg kicks and those drop kicks. The forearms and overhand chops. Liger looked like he got the better of him, but both men hitting the floor. Oh, we got a wrist lock. Tanaka going to roll through. Counter into a one of his own. That's in the ropes, though. One for the Enziguri. Nobody home. Into the buckle. See what we get. Big chop. Another wrist lock. And another counter from Minoru Tanaka. He seems to be one step ahead of Liger so far tonight. Tag it in Shinichi Funaki now. Funaki and Liger. Basement, or a baseball slide from Funaki to get out of that. Big chop. Chop the shit out of him. See what we get next as far as Samurai tagging in. Chops and punches here. Oh, Funaki went there with the chops. Chop again, body slams on the floor. To the floor we go. Oh, body slams him on the floor now. Single leg Boston Crab. That would be pretty unfortunate to see a Junior Heavyweight Tag League finals end out on a double count out. We would just restart the match in that regard as a counter. Oh, never mind. Roll through into the drop kick, into a kip up there from Minoru Tanaka. See, he's trying to get something cooking here for the potential first-time winners. I mean, that would definitely prove they are the best unit in Supermax 64. They could win both the Grand Prix and the Junior Heavyweight Tag League in the same year. Very impressive. As for Legend, though, of course, they won the first one. Oh, what a cradle. So they would also be potentially the first unit to ever win Junior Heavyweight Tag League and the Grand Prix. Of course, they are a hell of a foursome in old Legend. Liger, Sasuke, El Samurai. We got 3 former champions. Not a lot of groups can say that. I don't think any group can say that, really. As Figure 4 from Liger, not happening, though. Because I believe, Radical Revolution, they just have Eddie and Dean. Of course, the Golden Cosmic Kings just have Ultimo Dragon. TTS don't have anybody. Yeah, that'd probably be it. Oh, big hip toss from Liger. Now looking for maybe another one. Double drop down. Into a big hip toss again. Rolls him over into the Romero special. Counter again. Double drop down. Oh no, just a regular drop down into a tilt or a backbreaker. Liger is in full force here. He's looking great. It's all looking Minoru Tanaka. Oh god. Oh, what a suicide Oh my god, what a suicide dive that was from Minoru Tanaka. Jesus Christ. Tope Suicida. I mean, I don't know why El Samurai didn't try and stop that Tope Suicida, but we'll take it. Samurai Power Bomb. Jesus Christ, Samurai Bomb could be it. Not happening. Oh, but a roll through. Not happening again. That's in the ropes. And then comes Minoru Tanaka after a deadly Samurai Bomb. Miss him with the Enziguri. Oh. Nice vertical suplex. Jawbreaker, rather. Into a drop kick. Oh, big suplexes. To the floor. And down they go again. Into the midsection. See what Minoru Tanaka's got in store for him here on the floor. Whips him into the buckle. Into the barricade. And they're up to 12. And both men are going to fly back in. I thought El Samurai was going to utilize the back elbow with a move, but he's just going to make the tag. Another tilt-a-whirl backbreaker again from Liger, as he is in firm control of this one. Shote! Didn't pin him, though, off of it, but he floored him with it. And they're going to trade chops, overhand and sideways chops. Liger getting the better of it. Of course, he's got the bodysuit to really help him out, compared to Funaki's bare chest. Stomp on the back. Liger now. Maybe Liger bomb. Oh, just a regular power bomb. Oh, he's really going for it now. A running Shote. Flips him inside out with it. Could be it. No! Funaki kicks out. He gets caught with a Liger bomb this time. That's in the almost the champion's corner. Into the TTS corner. And it's a rope break. And again with the tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. He's signaling for the end. Oh my capo kick! He's trying to end this one in a violent fashion with a capo kick countering. Another tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Jesus. Capo kick again. Lord have mercy. He's going to tag in Samurai now. I feel like Samurai's just going to have to pick up the pieces. Oh, we're going to see another Tope Suicida. Samurai clapping after that. I don't know if that's really wise. Clapping, seeing your teammate get absolutely destroyed. Oh, Samurai Bomb. That's in the ropes, though. Oh, went for the roll-through, but nobody home, and Funaki's going to get tagged in, and off the ropes he goes. Another tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, this time from Samurai. Oh my god, what a headbutt. Jesus. I mean, Legend did not come to play. Covers him after the headbutt. Not it. Missed again with a roll-up, and Funaki tried to counter with a pin of his own, but only gets a 1-count DDT here. Funaki looking to get back control here, because it's not looking good for TTS at this point. Off the ropes they go. Samurai missed the lariat. Oh, Funaki trying to get something going. That's another roll through. Oh, and he got him with the cradle! Holy shit. As, well, yeah, we'll just clock 20 onto it, so we'll make a 29-minute matchup. What a win for El Samurai. With a quick pinfall, the Samurai clutch, if you will. But it's obviously, it's just a side clutch, not the actual Samurai clutch, because that's obviously a submission, but you get the point. As far as what a pin, though. It's a bust that out of nowhere like that. But he went for it a couple of times, but the last time got it, and our 2001 Junior Heavyweight Tag League winners are Legend, and now, from TEW, we go, as far as, we should be all squared away, so you can see the rest of the card we have. The return of Hayabusa. It's Darkside Defiance is taking on Shudo. Also building up Rey Mysterio Jr. vs. Ultimo Dragon here. That will be the first title matchup of 2001. Will be Rey and Ultimo Dragon of 2001 to 2002. We're also going to have, since we're having, TTS versus Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko on the show, we're going to have Vampiro and La Parca against Los Guerreros as well. And then Taka Michinoku versus Juventud Guerrera. So, we wanted to do this last year, but Juve, I believe, was either in rehab or he was hurt. I forget which one. I believe he was in rehab. And, just the Juve driver versus the Michinoku driver. Just feels like it's a match made in heaven. So let's get it. Actually, I believe I I think we picked, yeah, we have to be in the Budokan for this. But that's okay. It's still going to be a great show to end out the year 2001. Oh my god, Hoovy with a 23. Pretty brutal stuff, but Taka gets in with the Michinoku driver in 947. He stood out, though. He did great with a 77. Commentators gave it a lift, too. Yeah, it's a pretty bad match. So at 84, the Los Guerreros Vampiro La Parca matchup. As Vampiro and La Parca, they were the better team. They get the win. Skull Bomb from La Parca over Chavo. Shout out the Skeleton Man getting the win. 68 for Darkseid Defiance and Shuna. Now what happens here? Right when the bell rings, Darkseid Hayabusa, Sabu, and Taru all jump Jinsei Shinzaki. So clearly, the broken neck of now Darkseid Hayabusa. He's got the black look. He is a whole new attitude. A year of soaking, a year of being on the bench with that broken neck. Thank God he's able to come back. But he is here, and he has his sights set on Jinsei Shinzaki as he is presumably kicked him out of Darkseid Defiance. So now a more evil, maybe potential, as far as more the kind of FNW style of what we're going to see from guys like Shinzaki, guys like Sabu and Hayabusa to do, and what Taru might potentially do. It's going to be a little bit more maybe on the hardcore side of things. It's going to be interesting to see how Darkseid Defiance does in the year 2002 with his new attitude. But yeah, Naoki Sano did well. I mean, this match is literally just an angle, pretty much, but after the, literally Shudo's watching this 3-on-1 beatdown, they leave him in around, 3 minutes. It's a 3-minute beatdown, pretty much, and then Shudo makes the pin after about a minute, Naoki Sano for the brainbuster for a good measure, as the Cosmic Dragon Kings get the win over the Blue Demon Jr., Dr. Wagner Jr., Rey Mysterio Jr. Team, as Rey Mysterio Jr., Dr. Wagner Jr., and Blue Demon Jr. I mean, it was relatively close. It's just Ultimate Dragon's 90 kind of clears everybody else in this matchup, but all around it was a good match. I was pleased with a 94 for our Junior Heavyweight Tag Team matchup in our co-main event. New champions in Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko as they get the Wild Bomb victory and are the new Junior Heavyweight Tag Team champions. Great stuff there. Excellent chemistry from Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko. They're looking great. Looking great as the new champs. In our main event, the finals of the Tag League. So Minoru Tanaka actually got hurt. Or not Minoru Tanaka. Shinichi Funaki, rather, got hurt at a PWFG show. So that sucks. Sucks we can't sign him because he's loyal to them. So he's just always going to be on a handshake deal. But Samurai gets the win. Of course, what we just saw, him and Liger are the 2001 Super Junior Tag League winners. So we will see. Potentially, it will either be at the New Year's show or it'll be at the Super Showdown, the Super Heartstopper show, rather, coming up in February to see how both El Samurai and Liger do against Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko for the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. But that is the final show. We literally had some actual, tournament show nights do better than that final show, so that's kind of hilarious, but we'll take the 89 for now. As far as, definitely want to put over again Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko. And, honestly, Ultimo Dragon for what he did. Actually, let's go Ultimo Dragon. Let's go Vampiro. And let's go, trying to think who else to put over. Yeah, I guess Wild Pegasus, Dean Malenko. We'll go with Dean. So that will do it, though, for this episode and for the year 2001. Thank you all for watching, and now we kick off another year. And what a kickoff event we have with that Grand Prix. Always exciting to see that Grand Prix. Singles, tag team, and trios action all throughout the month of January, basically, and some of February. And we'll see who will be the 2002 winner. And plus, we'll go through all the end of the year award stuff and all the Power Ranking 500 stuffs and all that fun jazz. So we'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.